Hey guys, welcome back. So you saw the best of video, probably. I don't know, you could be that asshole that just want to see us rant and rave, so you skipped that one.
You know, like last year.
That's actually true. Well, hopefully I won't be an asshole like I did last year and accidentally delete the best of footage like I did last year.
Yeah, thankfully I actually uploaded it this time.
Yeah, I see that at that point. This is why I never delete footage from my camera until after I use it, just so I don't make stupid, dumb fuck mistakes like that. Anywho, so me and Grant are. You see the title, you know what we're gonna do. So I guess I'll start off this time. My number 10 for this year was The Loft, which I'm assuming is a lot higher on your list.
Yeah,
because. The Loft of those movies, I barely fucking remember. That was like way back last January.
that was the movie I will get to it later, but that's the movie I just remember as being everyone is a horrible person.
Everyone's awful. Like, the storyline makes no goddamn sense. The ending twist, oddly enough, be doing a lot better in The Hateful Eight later that year.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I knew that twist was coming based on the trailer alone for some reason, like...
I don't even remember the fucking trailer. I don't remember anything about the movie other than the fact I just know it looked cheap, it felt cheap, the fucking dialogue was fucking weird.
And the twist was cheap.
The twist was cheap.
Especially based on... I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I'll let you have your bit with it later on, but this is... We're going way down the list, so I'll get more rage mode later. I just remember, like, this movie was like our first really horrible movie of the year. Or maybe it was the second one. That could be number 8. 9 was the first terrible one we ran into.
Yeah.
But either way, when did this movie even come out? Do you even remember?
It was January or February.
I know it was January, so I remember it was early January or late January. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, it was a piece of shit. And it's like, it's just awful people doing awful things. At the end of the day, you don't give a shit. Everyone's a fucking creeper. You really don't root for anybody in this fucking movie. Okay, what's your number 10?
Okay, first I'm going to start off. I didn't see quite as many terrible movies as his. I saw a few of them. We're going to share a lot.
I have no doubt. Like,
these first couple ones are going to be like average to subpar. Mm-hmm. So I'll just sing it off the bat. So my number 10 was Ted 2.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one of those movies where, like, I will admit, I was laughing my ass off a lot in that movie. But at the same time, I will also admit that was not good humor.
Like, I mean, that's much more your humor than my humor.
It is. Like, as I said, I'm the guy that preaches just because I like something or just because a person likes it doesn't mean it's good, and, vice versa. And because, despite that, like, the story was a complete mess. It went everywhere. There were, like, 5 plots meshed into one. And
it kind of defeated the whole purpose of the last movie.
Yeah.
Within the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, this is early on the video, so we'll wait. This is going to be like Unbroken, like last year.
Yeah, but basically it's just... Best way to describe it, first Ted was old Family Guy, Ted 2 was new Family Guy. So depending on... If you like new Family Guy, which for the most part I do, you'll have an easier time getting into it, but that doesn't mean, like, the thing just... It was repetitive, messy, just...
I know it's got a fan base, from what I understand. I know it's got a fan base. I don't know, like you said, the story's kind of a mess. The characters just giant man-children. Sometimes they're just references just for the sake of having fucking references.
Yeah.
Like the Jurassic Park thing. Just shit like that. I don't know, it's Family Guy humor. It's just sometimes it's just random for the sake of being random. There's no real point or purpose. Yeah. It's just there. And I don't know, like sometimes it can work, other times it doesn't. And Ted 2 is just kind of a mixed mess of both.
Yeah.
Like, the Liam Neeson cameo is still great.
Oh,
that was the funniest part of that fucking movie.
Yeah. So you're telling me that no one will come after me.
But it's like, when you look at there's absolutely no reason that should have been there.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah.
Oh, that just definitely means...
Yeah, thank God it was funny, or else...
A lot of gags in the movie are like that, though.
It's like, they're funny, but it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as, like, say, A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of in between that and the first Ted. Because I like the first Ted, actually.
Yeah. No, same here.
So do you got anything else on that one?
Nope.
Alright, so my number 9, I had to seriously remind myself what this movie even fucking was. Strange Magic. Do you remember this one?
I remember that was the George Lucas animated one.
That was the George... Oh my god, this one was like... It was horrible. It was a weird, fascinating anime movie to watch, because I can't tell... It's racist, kind of. Because, like...
Is it like what would happen if George Lucas directed Avatar?
A little bit. No. It's actually much more of what would happen if George Lucas directed Fern Gully.
Oh.
That's much more what it is. Because...
Well,
No. Actually, I take it back. If George Lucas directed Fern Gully and Moulin Rouge. Because not only is it a weird anime movie involving fairies, it's also a jukebox musical. And it's fucking weird. So, and they replay, like, I Can't Help Falling in Love, like, 5 different fucking times. And it's both great animation and terrible animation at the same goddamn time. Because they reuse the same face for the fairies on every one of the fairies. They change the hair and some of the eyeliner, and that's it. The face shape and everything else is exactly the goddamn same.
Anime!
Not even touching that. I don't want to get that email.
Yeah, well, unlike you, I actually like a lot of anime. But
True,
it's hard to deny that.
No, yeah, I think it's one reason I never particularly cared for anime. But either way, it's so fucking... It's just a bizarre experience to have in that fucking movie. Because it's also supposed to be based on Shakespeare's Midsummer's Night Dream. So you have a Midsummer's Night Dream if it had Alan Cummings singing Mistreated halfway through. Which actually was a good cover, to be fair.
Well, in all fairness, it's Alan Cummings. See, that guy's freaking awesome.
I know, it was such a bizarre experience. You have, like, the Knight Shining Armor, who's basically supposed to be Gaston. You have, like, I don't know, I can't remember who was supposed to be the donkey in that fucking movie. But I don't know. Oh, there was that weird little furry fucker weasel thing that's supposed to be Puck, I guess. I don't know. We saw it so long ago, and I saw it. Full disclosure, I saw it completely drunk. Because I saw it with Wes, and I went in there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna see this piece of shit, I'm not gonna go into it sober. So I went to El Grande's, and I was like, oh, give me 3 beers, chug, 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 okay, let's go. And so my first, even then, I was still sitting there like, the fuck am I watching right now? And it's just, I don't know, the songs come out of nowhere, they're over in 30 seconds, and then moves right into the next part. It's just so random, it's so all over the place, and it makes no goddamn sense. I don't know, it was such a waste of time. Oh, and the voice acting, apart from Alan Cummings, because I'll give him credit for anything, was so bad! So bad! So fucking bad! And like, between the racist black gnome guy...
Okay, was it more racist than Transformers 2?
No.
I'm serious.
Wasn't that bad.
Well, at least there's that.
At least there's that. I don't know, there was a whole planet.
Slightly less racism is awesome.
I don't know, like, I'm trying to remember, I know there were other gnomes in there too, and I honestly, for the life of me, cannot remember if they were all black or not. It's entirely possible that they were. I don't know, I haven't touched it, or gone anywhere near it since I saw it in January, so.
I'm glad I avoided this.
Yeah, you got lucky there. But I just remember, oh god, it was so bad. So, like, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm remembering it, and just how awful this fucking movie was.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember, like, even the voice actress, played the lead protagonist, it was like, they're trying to do, like, the tough, like, warrior type chick, but, like, going from, like, the young princess to the warrior, badass woman. But, like, do in the span of 30 seconds. Over the span of a musical montage, I believe. Like, that's how the movie starts off. It's like he's dating Gaston, basically. I don't remember the guy's fucking name. Who, guess what, cheats on her within 5 seconds of the movie starting. And then he goes, how could you do this to me? And then 5 seconds later, she's a warrior badass. So, like, who wears dark makeup, because that's what warrior chicks do, I guess.
Maybe she just snapped.
No,
think about it. It's generally so... maybe she just pulled off a Michael Douglas and falling down.
I never saw that one.
Basically, it's all about a guy. That's about a guy who goes postal.
Well, there was something imply like a good degree of time has passed. Meanwhile, you have like her black gnome sack, you're going, damn girl, you know, that kind of shit. And I mean, it's the only thing I can say of it is look up Alan Cummings' cover of Mistreated is actually not bad. That's really all I have to say about that. Everything else is like, fuck this movie. Alright, what's your number 9?
Chappie.
Really? I didn't think Chappie was that bad. I thought Chappie was kind of fun.
Once again, average to subpar, as I said. Once again, this is kind of on the average side. Because just like, it had good ideas, but my god, it's like, just like Ted 2, it did not know what it wanted to be. It was kind of a mess everywhere. Like,
sure, it's kind of one of those messes though I feel like you can at least get a good laugh at.
Yeah.
It's only because of the chicken scene, the part where he's breaking down the cars. and the part where he just kicks Hugh Jackman's fucking ass at the very end.
There! Now I forgive you!
Because that scene was fucking great.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I still got more laughs from Ted 2 than that.
Fair enough.
Ted 2 was meant to actually be a comedy.
I got more laughs from Chappie, to be honest.
Yeah. Whereas Chappie, it doesn't help that this movie advertised itself that was trying to be what Ex Machina wanted to be.
Yeah.
Actually was.
Yeah.
And, like, it had great foundation and just kind of threw it all away for, like, a very, just long and messy story that's, like, also just got so weird in the end.
That's true.
It was just like, all you gotta know is that basically everybody becomes robots.
Basically, the movie ends with I can only assume iRobot is the sequel.
Yeah.
Because the robots kind of look like that towards the very end.
Actually, it kind of reminded me of that vodka ad.
Which one?
That's that one with, like, you see the robot in the vodka. I can't remember which one it was, but it's like...
I'm not sure I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like I said, it's like, it's not bad, it's just not good.
I still say that they were kind of racist towards Australians in that movie. I don't care what Muwa says.
Oh, yeah! Yeah. I'm an Australian, I got a mullet cargo shorts.
I got cargo shorts and I'm the only one playing with a fucking rugby ball. No one else in the movie had a rugby ball. They were playing out that fucking stereotype. I don't care what it says.
In South Africa, they'd probably all be playing with a soccer ball, so in all fairness.
Yeah, I was like, but it won't be so bad if, like, maybe so. I don't even think anyone else even had a sports ball at any other point in the movie.
Yeah, you're right.
It was just for some reason just Hugh Jackman playing with a rugby ball on his desk because Australians do that.
Yeah. No, it's symbolism that he's
he's Australian.
No, that he's a hooligan that acts like a gentleman until he eventually decides to throw away his actual reasoning and just like, money, money, money! Bah.
Well, actually, is that before or after? He goes, points a gun at a guy in the office and nobody gives a shit.
I think that was after.
Yeah.
Just, oh, God.
Hugh Jackman was fun in that movie, though. To give him credit where credit's due.
He was. It's like, that's the thing, like, it is a fun movie, but it's just...
No, I agree.
Yeah,
it's like, objectively, I can't say it's a good movie.
Yeah.
So I can agree on that.
Yeah, it's... Basically, that was, like, for me, that was the better version of Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, well, it's more coherent. Not as many weird-ass fucking ideas as Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
I mean, Chappie probably could have been improved if there was a weird elephant man that popped the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Trunks? Okay, maintain course, Trunks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's character's actually name, but I'm pretty sure actually it's an exchange like that.
Yeah. And also, of course, the stuff with Dee Antwood was, like, just... What the hell?
Deantwood?
The South African rapper group were basically...
Oh, yeah. I know they were okay towards the end. They got better.
Yeah, like, I'll admit that's just... But as I said, once again, it's like, what in God's name is going on here?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's also kind of implies that for some reason, the secret to AI is the PS4.
That was... It was a Sony movie, so I should have saw it coming.
But yeah, this day is saved by just a shit ton of PS4s. Feel the power.
Yeah. You wonder
Play
why...
the game.
You wonder why we won the console war? Because we are the secret to artificial intelligence.
Booyah, motherfuckers. Beat that, Xbox. Your system would crash halfway through. That's all I got for Chappie. Alright. So.
Yeah, we have DirectX 12. God damn it.
Alright, so my number 8 is still fairly fresh in my memory because it was only like, I think, last month I saw this. Love the Coopers.
Woof!
Woof! This, by far, the most obnoxious narration I saw all last year. Because this movie didn't explain one thing. It didn't explain some things. It explained fucking everything. It never shut the fuck up. And not only that, looking back, it also made no goddamn sense. Some of this dog knew every goddamn thing that was happening in places he was nowhere even remotely close to.
But dogs have ultimate senses. They know everything that's going on. Except for the peanut butter trick, evidently.
I'm getting mad thinking about it over again. It's like, fuck, that piece of fucking shit movie. And I love the actors in it. I love Olivia Wilde. I love John Goodman. And it's like, they're so wasted in this just dull, uninteresting fucking holiday movie that has to tell you, like, again, it's like, this is how an actual narration goes. And he goes, this is Tommy. He's a teenage boy. He likes this girl that works in there. And then he'll walk in there and he goes, he was browsing. It almost felt like I was reading a children's book out loud while this movie was playing. It was like, shut the... I know! I am watching it! I can see what's happening. Shut the fuck up! I know, this is why people watch the worst stuff video.
Yep.
It's like... And then especially towards the end, where it turns out it was the fucking dog. It's like, one, dumb, two, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Fuck you. And not only like that, like there's a whole subplot where Olivia Wilde is trying to be fake engaged to like this soldier guy she meets at an airport.
Yeah.
Because
we're ripping off the proposal.
Fuck that movie too. But anywho, but she's like really condescending, and quite honestly, she's kind of a bitch because she keeps. And it's also Olivia Wilde, so that's the reason any of the dialogue works at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's also insanely condescending to his beliefs and his family, and basically everything he tells her. She's like just the most pretentious, condescending bitch towards him.
Oh, we want to talk about pretentious and condescending. I'm pretty sure we're going to get to that later in the review.
That's way later. That's another kind of pretentious. But this is the kind of woman that would go, well, I believe in God. You believe in something that doesn't exist. You're an idiot. That kind of person. So it's like, why does the guy want to be with her at the end? That's not a relationship that's going to last very long. And it's like,
yeah.
I didn't want to punch that woman in like a week.
Yeah, it's like, respect a person's belief. Well, respect them as long as they're respectful. I should put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was a nice guy. He wasn't like an outright dick about it. You know, he's like, this is what I believe. He goes, you believe in a giant spaghetti monster, like that kind of person. It's like, oh, fuck off. That doesn't help anything. And like, you got that, and then it ends with the grandfather. Like, the grandfather has a heart attack. The grandfather who has a crush on Amanda Seyfried, by the way, kind of creepy.
Seyfried?
Yeah, what the hell name is one?
Said Siegfried.
Siegfried and Roy. The same girl that was in Ted 2, but who's a waitress. And it's somehow, that's how it gets a connection. I don't know, it's fucking weird. And so much this movie's fucking weird, the more I'm thinking back to it now. But, Amanda Seyfried, whatever, I don't know how to say her last name. But, anyway, and then like the movie kind of ends with them in a hospital, like waiting for the grandfather to be okay. And then everyone kind of starts getting horny and starts to make out. It's kind of fucking weird. And then there's another sister. Like, oh god, sorry. There's more to go on this fucking movie. There's another girl who like gets arrested for shoplifting by the Falcon from Ant-Man and Captain America 2. Oh. Anthony Mackie, that's his name, who plays the cop. And apparently they just take the longest fucking route to the police station ever. Because they spend their entire time, which is suggested takes over the place about fucking hours, and only in the cop car, and that's it. And then he eventually drives her off back to her car at the mall at the end, at night, where they left like early in the day. So just drive around in circles for hours? What the fuck?
You do realize that there were about 7 murders in the city while you're trying to teach this one person a very slight lesson.
Pretty much. It's like, isn't there better fucking things you could be doing right now?
It's like, yeah, okay, you arrested her, just take her to the jail, and then...
I don't know. It's the whole thing made no sense. There's so much shit that didn't need to be here, and then it's dumb. The whole thing was dumb. Okay.
What are we on, 8?
We're on 9, I think. Wait, yes.
Okay. Number 8, Terminator Genisys.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good movie. I'm not even going to argue that one. That was a fucking mess.
And as you can see, it's like... Yeah, as you can see, my initial list, they're not necessarily bad or... Okay, let me rephrase that. They're not terrible, but they are messy and just not well thought out. Once again, like Chappie, actually had some interesting ideas, like the whole idea of the human-machine emotion connection, like between Sarah Connor in the Terminator, this whole kind of like father figure thing.
Oh yeah, it was saved because had Arnold Schwarzenegger in there,
And he had one good line. What took you so long? Traffic. Just because it was San Francisco.
And he's fucking out acting like people that should be better than him because I think Arnold Schwarzenegger gets a bad rep. He's actually like a legitimately good actor.
Yeah. Because it's just like Jai Courtney's doll. Emilia Clarke just doesn't really have that.
It was just so miscast.
Yeah.
Like, the guy who plays Sean Connery looks nothing like Sean Connery, even in the slightest sense.
You can only do so much of that. And I was thinking, sorry, Kyle Reese, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Kyle Reese, that's what I'm talking about. Not Sean Connery, sorry, I got that mixed up. I mean, Kyle Reese. Kyle Reese looked nothing like Kyle Reese.
Like, and just, oh god, it was just so, like, aside from a few of the set pieces, they're so damn boring, and just like just like Ted, it felt like they went through several plots.
Yeah, well, it's like, it just got so shoved up its own ass with the mythology and shit. It's like...
Which it pretty much obliterated.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that it's like, wait, so how did this change happen to begin with, when it's like, nothing really changed in the past? And then how does this exist, and how does this exist? If that changes that, then this can't happen, then...
Time travel.
Yeah. I'm so glad Looper just said screw it.
Yeah. You gotta respect movies because, hey, don't fucking think about it, just go with it.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
And, oh god, it's like, I heard like, oh, what else? J.K. Simmons, he was wasted in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, this is a movie that also has like a lot of, it felt like it had a lot of easy outs, a lot of wasted opportunities, and just a lot of filler that didn't need to be in there, where they could have actually replaced that with something that would have better helped the universe / explain why this stuff happened. And of course it didn't help that we got the biggest twist that was pretty dumb to begin with ruined.
In the fucking trailers. The Terminator's trailers like notorious for this shit.
Yeah.
They did with Terminator Salvation too.
Yeah. It also
wasn't very good. Wasn't very good.
Nope.
Is it time for me to rate some more?
Yeah, I'll get to my next movies when we start getting closer to the Rager.
You and I might be... No, this was probably higher on your list than mine, but my number 7 is Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Which is a movie you had to keep reminding me that I saw this year. That's how little impact it had at all. I literally had to go back, because I actually forgot to put it on the playlist apparently. That's why it wasn't there. That's why I forgot about it. But I looked back, it's like, oh yeah, that happened in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about like a cast of just purely unlikable assholes. Everyone in this movie is a fucking asshole. No, like...
I'd say probably the slightly least asshole-ish is Adam Scott, who's just a tool.
Adam Scott is fine.
He's just a tool.
It's just such a mean-spirited comedy, and I hate that shit. It's not funny. Like, the jokes don't fucking work. I mean, compared to, like, I think other movies I got coming up on this list, at least it had jokes. But... other than that, it's just unlikable people doing unlikable things. There's no reason to root for any of these people. Like, the whole thing is to save, what's his name from dying, and there is no fucking reason why you should save this man, because he's an asshole from beginning to fucking end.
Yeah.
And even then, if you think about the time travel aspect, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Nothing makes any sense. And then he dies in the end anyway.
Yeah.
So what was the fucking point?
Well, technically he didn't, because it was another version who, I don't know if he was in the future, the past.
Time travel shit. I don't know. Either way, it just felt like, I mean, I didn't see the first Hot Tub, but I heard it was better than this.
It was alright, and they actually found a way to give him a little bit of depth. Not
But I heard at least the characters were like likable and had a little more heart than this one did.
It did, and of course it helped that it had John Cusack in the first one.
Yeah, I guess John Cusack. I heard he had a cameo in this that got cut.
I figured
John Cusack could have helped a lot in this fucking movie. I don't know.
At the same time, it's probably a good thing he wasn't in this.
No, probably not. Just take that away from his resume. But it's just awful people doing awful things, and I mean, I'm just kind of repeating myself at this point. Otherwise, like, I hate everyone in this movie. I hate every joke. I don't think I laughed once during the entire time we saw this. Yeah. I just remember it just being a miserable experience.
Speaking of which, my next movie.
Yeah, what's yours?
Unfriended.
You know, if there was like a number 12 on this list, that would probably be on this list.
Yeah, because
fuck that movie.
Yeah. Like, once again, it's like, it had some interesting ideas, and it had moments of effectiveness, like, it had like one legitimate moment of minor tension.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this. The fact that they're all terrible people is kind of the point. I'll understand that, because they're trying to feed in the idea of, like, how the internet has become such a nasty place.
That doesn't make it interesting to watch.
Exactly! Because despite all that, which I'll make the same point about another movie down the list, it's just, if you can't get into it, what is the point?
Yeah.
Because...
I need somebody to fucking root for in this thing. Now, like, Unfriended is one of those movies I've heard, like, either people love it or people hate it.
Yeah.
So we were obviously in the other camp that hated this fucking movie.
And it's like, even the... God, and it doesn't help that this movie basically creates easy outs for these people to get out of. That they are too dumb to follow.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, apparently telling the truth might not actually get you killed. Which happens to pretty much everyone, because they say, it's like, yeah, tell the truth and the ghost shall be set free.
Yeah.
So it's like, and even then, there's the point, it's like, it's basically revealed that the ghost knows all along. So what was the point of all that? Get your freaking revenge!
I know. I don't know. The whole fucking movie doesn't make any sense. It's just... What I hate about the movie is just the fact that, especially towards the halfway point, it just turned into a scream match where everyone's fucking yelling at each other. No one's doing anything interesting. No one's building any characters. Everyone's just fucking yelling. And it just becomes white noise. And after a certain point, it's like...
Because they're all white people.
No, actually, no, they're not. But the girlfriend wasn't. No.
She wasn't?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, still, they're all fucking annoying.
Yeah, they were all obnoxious. They're all obnoxious. And this is what I heard, like, after the fact. I heard that some people, like, point out, like, you know, there's some serious inconsistencies. You can tell, like, sometimes when the camera's placed up, that they are not typing anything when there's something clearly typing on the screen.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I don't. It just it's a shitty concept for a movie.
No, the concept itself, there's something there. It's just they did not flesh it out at all, like the way they should have.
It's not an interesting movie, and even if you can't make work that concept, this is not the way to go about it.
Yeah.
Like maybe
like,
they
as a
could,
short, it would have been fine.
Maybe even then, I don't know. I don't even think this like in material here is that strong for even for a short. It just feels like I'm just a shit ton of product placement for a Mac and Skype for a good chunk of the fucking movie. With just placed with just obnoxious assholes that I don't want to watch because there's nothing. If you're gonna have an asshole in a movie, at least make him interesting.
Yeah. You know, like, Neil Patrick Harris does a good job of that.
In which one are we talking about?
Well, just if he plays an asshole, he finds ways to make it fun.
Oh, that's Neil Patrick
Usually.
Harris. Yeah.
If you ignore Smurfs.
I try, but you keep fucking bringing it up.
Oh, no, I can remind you of much worse.
I know you can. Don't.
Yeah, remember? I'm not going to say what.
Don't.
I'm not.
Because it's going to tie into the next movie on my list. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Where do I fucking start with this one? I mean, you're talking about lazy fucking comedies. This kind of comes back with Hot Tub Time Machine, too. Which is like, it's just fucking lazy. It's every dumb high school douchebag joke in the book.
Yeah.
Except with zombies. Oh, look, the zombie has a dick. Oh, look at tits. I've never seen tits before because I don't have the goddamn internet. Another cast of, like, everyone in the movie was just a fucking douchebag. Again, there's no reason to root for anybody in this movie.
They weren't all D-bags, but it's just like...
I still say the main character's still a D-bag. Just in a different kind of D-bag. He's a nice guy douchebag. The one who does nice guy things because he thinks he's going to get a fucking reward at the end. And guess what? He fucking does.
I didn't quite see that, but I just saw him as a bland, typical hero like every other crappy B-horror movie that does the same thing with a character like that.
It's just fucking... It's like... Look, you can do good shit with the zombie genre. We've seen better zombie comedies before, but this one is just like... This one just feels like a cheap cash-in. Like, hey, we're going to cash in the zombie apocalypse. We're going to do it so high school shit. So high school boys go see us go, hey, look, there are boobs and dicks. Fucking hate that shit. Because there's no attempt at doing anything more. It's just lazy writing. It's lazy filmmaking. It's just fucking lazy in every way a comedy can be fucking lazy. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, that was a rough time. I'm sure we'll talk about it again later. So,
we will.
So whenever I think of something more to say, I'll say it then. But What's your number 6?
Fantastic Four.
That's actually my number 5.
Because the fact is, yeah, these movies, like Fantastic Four it was a mess, but at least it had decent production values. And it's like just, oh god. And like this movie didn't necessarily make, unlike the further ones, this one didn't make me angry.
Made me angry.
Yeah, it just
made me very angry.
Left me bored and disappointed that, well, it left me angry with Fox, but not necessarily angry with the movie. But it's just, oh god. This movie, never have I seen a superhero movie so dour and boring from such a fun property. Like, it is sad when the other ones are better than this.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing about Fantastic Four, and I kind of went on a rant on this in the concussion review because Ron poked my buttons. But even if Trask, and someone else pointed this out too, is like even if Trask got the version he wanted, it still would have been a bad Fantastic Four adaptation. Yeah. Because that's not the characters movie. Like, I have not seen a superhero movie that got all of the characters from the source material this fundamentally wrong. And I have no problem making changes in the comics. I don't have a problem with that at all. But the changes have to work and they have to be interesting for them to mean anything. Here, it's like, this movie is so angry and so spiteful of the fact that it's a superhero movie. It really is. And not to mention, I think, and even the fucking Tim Story movies got Dr. Doom more right than this fucking piece of shit did. Yeah. Because, like, no, not a social media tycoon, fuck you. Number 2, is it really that hard to point out that Dr. Doom does not have that big of a thing for Invisible Woman in the comics? He's a narcissistic asshole who wants movies better than Reed. That's his entire motivation. Yeah, for every fucking one of the movies, even like I think the original one, is all focused about Dr. Doom has a crush on Sue Storm, even though that's never been a big part of his character. So I don't get why they keep coming back to that, and I don't get why he looks like a Doctor Who inflatable sex toy. That's the part that kills me the most, because even the way they just designed him just looks awful. Yeah. Awful. He walks around the halls like, and his head just explode with his vague powers, his vague motivation, and it's just nothing about him works. Which for some reason he can't use once he actually fights the Fantastic Four. I know, and they just magically disappear. And it's like there's shots of the scene that could work if done by like with just better everything. Like the scene where Dr. Doom is walking down the hallway and he's like doing the over the shoulder shot, people's heads is exploding. That was actually kind of a cool shot. Yeah. But everything else about his character is just so wrong. And it's like Dr. Doom needs to have a presence. He needs to have whenever he walks in a room, you have to believe this is a guy of intimidation and power. That's his entire character. Instead, we got Kylo Ren with no depth. Pretty much, yeah. Just this a whiny little bitch who has vague powers at the best of times and no powers at the worst. Just needless corruption of very innocent ideas from the comic books. Like, did Clobbering Time really need to be about his abusive brother? Fucking really? Really? That was the you went with that? Really? Oh, and let's talk about Mr. Fantastic Four's magical ethnic changing abilities. Yes! Where apparently he can change his voice and change race at the same time. I'm pretty sure he's never used that in the comics before. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that actually was kind of an interesting idea. It was like, okay, it's like, alright, you're in South America for God knows how. Was it South America? I don't know, I think so. Like, you're in there, and like, yeah, the fact that he can actually adjust, basically everything. It's like, okay, you know what, that kind of makes sense. So, I'm not gonna knock that. I mean, you can play one drinking game with this movie I like to call, Find the Reshoots. Yeah, yeah, that too, where like you could see Sue Storm and... Is it Rudy or Kate Mara? I think it's Kate Mara. Okay, yeah, see her hair change like several times. Yeah, just the most awful wig they could find that looks nothing like it was in the earlier shots. And it's just so they can throw dumb lines like, oh, Dr. Doom over here, you get it? Because we said Dr. Doom. We're respecting the comics now, fuck you! So I really got mad at Fantastic Four. Yeah. It's just, it doesn't help that, like, for the first 2/3, it is so
boring. Like, it takes forever for things to happen, and even when it does happen, nothing happens after that.
And it just feels so spiteful of itself, too.
It's
That's
like
really
it's like people complain about the Batman Nolan movies being, like, ashamed of being a superhero movie. Ho, ho, ho! No!
No, like, at least that took what superhero property and it did something new with it that was interesting. This one tries to do something new with it, but it just feels like it hates itself. Yeah. It feels like it hates itself, and it shows in everyone.
Yeah, well, given how the production's supposedly meddled, I actually can't fully blame... that makes it slightly more understandable, but even that's just like, oh, God.
Even then, like, even the original script of this could have been amazing, it still probably wouldn't have been a very good Fantastic Four movie. I mean, like, here's the thing that killed me. I don't get why they didn't just use Annihilus as a villain. Because, do you know who Annihilus is?
You told me about him, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, that would have made perfect sense, and it would have given Dr. Doom a fucking break for a movie.
Yeah. Kind of like how they could have used Kyle Rayner for the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah, kind of like that. All that movie had a shit ton of other problems in it.
That movie made me physically convulse in my chair.
It's like, what was, I think Ryan Reynolds makes fun of that movie, where it was, come see Green Lantern 2, rated OGNA for Oh God, Not Again. Oh, God. Apparently Fantastic Four is my hot trigger so far, really, for this fucking list. Because that movie just upset me on so many levels. That was a movie that got, like, I feel like we almost got divine intervention not to go fucking see.
Yeah, you should have acknowledged it.
Because that was the day when I got stuck in traffic for a solid fucking hour. Because I got stuck by, like, a huge wildfire on the freeway.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, God does exist.
Yeah.
He tried to save us, but we didn't listen.
I remember because that was the time, like, I got stuck there. I didn't move at all for, like, an hour. That was the time I got my phone out, called my girlfriend at the time, talked to her for like 30, 40 minutes, hung up, and I was still stuck there for another 20 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
That was a rough and there's no way to go, too. That was really sucks. I was in the far left lane, so I couldn't even, like, make a flip a bitch and go back up the exit. Like, you ever heard that term before?
Yeah, so I guess that will lead me to my next crappy movie. Since technically we just shared my...
That was my number 5, technically, so yeah, that would lead you to your next one.
That would be The Loft.
Okay, what's your bid on this one?
Pretty much everything you said. It's just, it is nothing but a nonsensical plot, which you hate everyone. Mm-hmm. It's just, oh, God. Everyone is such a cheating, manipulative asshole.
And the dialogue's so weird, too.
It is.
Think back of it now.
Yeah, it's like, it is so blatant. It is so badly acted. Just, oh, God. They had, like, such a great cast, too. Well, normally pretty good cast. Like, they had one of the guys from Modern Family, was the fatter gay dad.
Yeah. Even he was an asshole, because he was like, hey, I'm drunk, and I like to do drunk guy things. I'm going to fall into a pool of blood.
Yeah, it's like he was the guy that was like, all right, I'm going to go from being gay to being like the obnoxious straight, like, I want to fuck everything guy.
Yeah, and didn't he? Oh, I'm like getting flashbacks of scenes now.
So am I. Now I remember what pissed me off in that movie.
Was it the daughter? Or like the guy's sister or whatever?
No, when the guy was about to do rape and he was somehow finding a way to justify it.
Oh, I don't even remember that part.
There's a part, it's like, oh, God. It's like the guy had the older brother who was like a drug addict or super violent.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to basically rape that girl. It's like, you don't do that! It's like I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. I didn't do anything wrong, something like that. It's like, but you were going to! And it is kind of messed up when the guy who's the guy is a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Because, like, you cannot disrespect a woman like that. Now I'm gonna go cheat on my wife! It was just like...
And then the fat guy, like the guy's like one of the guys has like a hot younger sister, and like the guy's like while he's right there goes, oh dude, your sister's so hot, I want to fuck her so hard, just yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the abusive. That was the guy who almost raped the other girl who did that.
Yeah. Cause it's like,
I was just like, oh my God.
It was like fuck off. And then the guy who has the camera and the loft is apparently watching and jerking off to everyone, having sex in there. Yeah. And that shit.
Yeah, and it's like... What was the other thing that bugged me? It was just, well, aside from that guy basically cheating on everyone.
Yeah, what's the name of that actor?
I just suddenly forgot, because it's like... all I remember was Dr. Bones.
Yeah, I just know it was Dread.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, there you go. Yeah.
And it's like, and they had Wentworth Miller in there as well.
Mm.
It's just like, that was the other thing that bugged me. It's like, okay, spoiler alert, he's the guy that masterminds everything.
Yeah, like you're gonna see this movie.
Yeah. And it didn't make sense because in the opening scene, to make it seem like he didn't, he reacts to a murder that he himself was actually, expecting. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why would you show him being surprised?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it didn't quite, I don't think it went the way he initially anticipated, but it's like, why? You knew that was going to be there. That was like the ultimate red herrings.
I don't know. That whole thing didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like, yes, I know some people may have a question about what is and what isn't respectful towards women, but
pretty sure it's not that.
Yeah, it's like everyone can agree, this is just fucked up beyond belief.
Yeah. Oh, God, that fucking movie.
Yeah, now you see why that movie's a little bit higher on my list.
Yeah. I still maintain my previous stance, but I see why.
Yeah.
Alright, so my number 4, Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip. First off, there are 4 of these fucking things. And second off, I have never seen actors this depressed in a comedy like this before. Because, God, what's the main actor's name?
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee, God bless him. He looks so worn down and beaten from this movie. Because, he's acting to air. And he looks so tired of doing it. Like, I signed a contract, now they have my soul. That kind of thing.
I wonder if Justin Long's thinking the same thing.
Because
he voices Alvin.
Does he really?
Justin Long is the voice of Alvin.
That's an easy paycheck. You go in a booth for 30 minutes and you take care of those lines. That's all I had to have taken for this. And it didn't help I saw this with Patrick, too.
Yeah.
Which just always makes those experiences worse. I love Patrick, but, he knows how to push my buttons in a way that I'm not comfortable with. Yeah. He even sent me a message, earlier last week, that had a quote from Amber that says, I actually like Adam Sandler movies, and I sent a message back, and well, at least she's not a dick about it. But, that's another point. I want to make that point while I'm going on this. If you guys like any of the movies we talk about for whatever reason, I honestly don't care. Don't be a dick about it.
Just don't make us relive these traumatic experiences.
Yeah, I didn't, but, don't be that asshole who goes, but it was so good. It was like, no, it fucking wasn't. If you like a movie, fine, but at least acknowledge it has fucking problems. Don't pretend they don't exist. That will piss me off more than anything else.
Yeah. As you said, Jupiter Ascending and me with Street Fighter.
Yeah, so it's if you like them, fine, but acknowledge they're not very good movies at the very least.
Or Kung Pao!
Well, that one's not really trying to be good. So it's kind of like saying Killer Clown from Outer Space isn't a good movie. Well, fucking duh.
Well, that, in all fairness, that was purposely meant to be a B movie. That one is...
But anywho, back to Alvin and the Chipmunks, though.
Yeah.
It's just so much random shit happens. Again, it's a movie that has no fucking point. The acting is so awful from beginning to end. Just wacky shenanigans. It's an Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks movie. Do I really need to explain why it's bad?
Because it didn't have Dave holding his body going, Alvin!
I told that theory to Patrick and he walked out of the car. Oh, God. I don't, and it's one of those things, these are just the most narcissistic fucking characters in any of these movies, because even when, towards the end, in the most forced climax I've seen in a long fucking time, even though they're supposed to be apologizing to Dave or whatever for being assholes, they still make it all about themselves. Because they're what they're doing is making a concert that's all about themselves and getting everyone else that can help promote themselves rather than actually apologizing to Dave, and it still fucking works somehow. Because reasons.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, you guys are assholes, you're just no. To be fair, my dream almost came true. Because Simon, it's not Simon, what's the fat little... Theodore gets hit by a car 3 ways in the corner in, and they tease that he's gonna die, and I almost went, did I call it? Is it really gonna end this way? And I knew it wasn't, obviously, but I hoped for a brief second that maybe at least one of the little fuckers would die. But no, it's just this, and this punk-ass fucking little brat kid is just every stereotypical bad teenager that we're supposed to feel sorry for 3/4 of the way in, because he had a father who left him when he was very young. And he says he doesn't remember, but he's still torn up about it inside. And now we're supposed to sympathize with him, even though he's done nothing except be a horrible person up to that point. It's like, no, fuck you. You had bad shit happen to you. It's your choice how you become because of that. I don't want to hear your fucking excuses why you're still such an asshole. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like, unless maybe they showed the fact that his father left him first, that might have aided just a little. But
no, it's like, okay, I'm not going to pretend to understand shit like that because I can't. That being said, if you're still a fucking asshole and a fucking bully, you have no sympathy from me. I'm sorry, that is your choice to behave that way. If you're angry, I get that, but don't be a fucking bully. I have no patience for that shit. That's my opinion. Maybe controversial or not, I don't know. I have no sympathy for bullies whatsoever, because like, you know what? You're just a fucking asshole, and that's your choice to be a fucking asshole. So don't expect my fucking sympathy for your fucking assholelessness.
I'll get into a debate about you with that later, because I'm under the idea that some are, some aren't.
I guess it depends on subtext. To be fair,
it's just this movie did a really bad job exploring that subtext.
Granted, we're talking about Alvin and Chipmunks movie. Of course, I'm not gonna do it. It's every fucking high school bully you've ever seen in any movie ever. He might as well be called Biff for all it's worth.
I gotta show you the bit from Key and Peele where they did something like that.
That's pretty funny.
Oh god, it is great. I'll show it to you later.
But yeah, so you go ahead.
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Okay, let's hear it. What do you got?
Same thing as you. It's just like the lead's character. They range from, at best, they're bland. At worst, they are the most obnoxious people you'll ever deal with.
It's kind of like 21 and over, that fucking asshole.
Yeah, where it's just like, oh god, it's like it is juvenile. You pretty much said everything. It's like it is juvenile beyond all belief. Like. Mm-hmm. They think they're trying to be original. It's like, remember the acting main? You think you've seen zombie movies? Have you seen anything like this? It's like, no, because they knew there was no point in having that in there.
It's like, no, because I knew that was fucking stupid. Like, oh look, it's an old granny and she doesn't have teeth in, but she's still trying to bite somebody on the ass. Hi, Jinx. I will admit the cat joke, if a little more time was given to it, was kind of a little funny.
I just remember it happened, and it was just like, okay, you had a concept and you blew it.
Yeah.
You had it on and you blew it!
You bastards! And then there's the whole thing where the main character has like fallen from a windowsill, so he grabs a zombie dick to hold on, and stupid shit like that. It's the lowest of the low in comedy. It's just like geared towards the lowest fucking. I take that back. Second to the closest lowest fucking denominator. I'll get to the lowest common denominator in the next one I got here.
It's like. There are only two things that I could tolerate. Mm. One was the cocktail waitress who accompanies them, because she actually wasn't terrible.
Still mixed out with an underage teenager, though, which is a little disconcerting.
Yeah, but it's like creepy. Yeah, but thank God it didn't go any further than that.
Yeah, at least there's that.
At least I assume. Yeah, he was like, how old were they again?
I think they were 16 or something.
Okay, sounds about right. And the name of the strip club that you worked at kind of gave me a chuckle.
Which one was that again?
Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
It's like, it was one of those things where, like, I think I was just searching for something to laugh at, and I was like...
I think it just... Even then, just that obnoxious shithead in the movie who was like, oh, look, I gotta take a selfie of this. Because that's pop culture references.
That bastard.
And then there's the part where, like, there's a fucking zombie cop whose, like, shirt gets pulled off because...
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone's like, boobs! It's like, do you not have porn where you come from?
Yeah.
Like, are you still, like, focused on Cinemax and Playboy? I mean, what? It's a pair of boobs. They're not even, like, what?
Yeah. And once again, like some of these other movies, there is potential for an interesting concept, because what I wanted... was Red Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Where basically it's like, all right, what can you do with like everyday objects to make yourself fight off the actual zombie apocalypse? Unfortunately, they do that very little. It's mostly, as you said, it's a bunch of TDA jokes.
Yeah, and even then they don't do it at the very end, where realistically, by the time they got all their weapons set up, everyone at that pool party would be fucking dead.
Yeah, that would have been a great alternate. It's like, da-da-da. Oh.
Oops.
How long ago this happened? An hour ago. Wow, we took too long.
Whoops. Back away slow.
Yeah. Well, moving to Arkansas. Oh, that would have been a fantastic alternate ending.
Right? That's why we should write this movie. Even like we're amateur writers at best, no offense, Grant.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
even we'd be better at this than that.
Yeah.
With just the people we know and the no budget we would have, we can make something better than this.
Yeah.
It's that kind of fucking movie. Is that all you got for that one?
Yeah.
Speak now, forever hold your peace. Because
it's just there's nothing to say. It's just it is insultingly juvenile.
Yeah.
And
all right, my number 3. I'm not gonna lie. Content-wise of the movie, I don't remember much, but I do remember how it made me feel. It was just pure hot white rage. Paul Blart Mall. This is another Patrick movie. This is also the infamous review where I threatened to skull fuck him.
oh, Jesus.
And I think that because I saw Patrick is a big reason why this is on this spot on the list. Because he would laugh at the movie, then he would look at me, and then he'd laugh harder. I mean, because we saw this late at night, too.
Sorry. You know what I'm getting an image of?
What?
That episode of Looney Tunes where Daffy Duck was Robin Hood. You're Robin Hood, he was Friar Tuck.
No, it's more like he's Don Quixote and I'm his fucking sidekick.
Did Don Quixote laugh at his sidekick quite a bit?
No, but he was insane and it made no sense in anything he said. Patrick is the kind of guy who would fight windmills. Yeah, I said it. Just kidding, Patrick, on the off chance you're watching this.
Yeah.
But
then 2 days later, finally fought 1 and won.
That'd be impressive, actually. Everyone I'd be like, how? What? How did you? Okay. But anywho, God damn it, this fucking movie. I mean, it's a Happy Madison film. It's exactly what you expect from a Happy Madison film. Just the laziest of lazy humor you can that can only come from the mind of Adam Sandler. Because even Scouts Guy tried harder than this.
I'd imagine.
Because there's a whole fucking scene where, the whole joke is he's fat, he's dumb, he's awkward. That's the joke for the whole movie. It's just that. And all the other security guards he have are fat and dumb and stupid and fuck up all the time. That's the whole joke. I mean, it's one of those kind of comedies I can't stand because you're not supposed to laugh with the main character. You're supposed to laugh at him. You're supposed to do that the entire time. And I hate it's why I hate Big Bang Theory. Because that's all you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to like the main character. You're not supposed to root for him, really. You're supposed to just hey, he's fat, he fell down. Oh, look, he thinks he's cocky, but he really sucks. Fucking hilarious. It's also some of the worst fucking CGI I've seen all year. The worst fucking CGI. Every actor's movie's fucking wasted. And there are some genuinely good actors in this movie, too. It's just trash. It's fucking trash. And I wish this kind of movie would fucking go away. And thank God Happy Madison's moved to Netflix. That means I'm not watching these goddamn movies anymore. Although, if, God forbid, somebody actually requests us to go see The Ridiculous Six, through Patreon or something like that, I probably would go see it. But
if it makes you feel any better, I'd probably watch it with you. Just do a reaction video.
Yeah, it'd be fun to do actually. But I'm so sick of these fucking waste of time comedies, and I don't get the audience appeal because I know it does have an audience, and I don't understand it. I want to understand, but I do not get why people like this. I genuinely don't. And that's not to say I think people that like it are bad in any sense of the word, but I do not get the appeal. I do not get why this is funny.
That is why I'm glad I have not actually watched one in God, I don't know how many years. I think the last one I saw was You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
That had some moments.
Yeah. Whereas, like, that was... Wait, which one came out first? That or Click?
I think Click came out before.
Okay, then, yeah, Zohan was, like, the last one I saw.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's not as overtly offensive as, like, some of his other movies are. Like, it's not as nearly as bad as, like, That's My Boy or something like that, or The Ridiculous Six, one I've heard. But I just walked in there and walked out for, like, I just wasted my time. It's fucking midnight. I'm fucking tired. And I just wasted my fucking evening watching this piece of shit. And I know at this point you could probably die from alcohol poisoning made a drinking game how many times I said the word fuck in this video. But, what's your family call me again? Captain F-Bomb?
Yeah.
Okay, it's still apropos. See, I say words like that, but I also say words like apropos. So I like to think it balances itself out a little bit. But that movie is, I think that one I felt like was just physically exhausting. And it just drained all the life out of me. And Patrick did not help things.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead. Number 3. Oh, that's not a good sign.
This is where I had my trouble figuring things out.
Okay.
Probably Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Okay. Then I could probably guess where number 2 and number 1 is.
Yeah.
Alright, make your case.
As we said, once again, like Scout's Guide, it had, it was just nothing but juvenile humor.
Yeah. I think I put Scout Guide harder just because I remember it more.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like with Hot Tub Time Machine, it's like, as I said, I could tolerate some of the characters. Here, I hated everyone. Like, with the exception, except for Adam Scott's character. But even then, it's just like, this movie was doing so much coattail riding, and just same times, like, you know, everyone was kind of a dick. Not kind of, they were.
They were all dicks. Even like the person we're supposed to like, which is like the fat nerd, is still just a dick. Really. Yeah, it's like, he was technically, I guess you'd say, more tolerable, but not by much.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end.
If the guy Lou was his father, you probably that felt more understanding too. At least he was there constantly to justify him being kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But even then, it's just like, oh god, it's like it's just obnoxious, just overlong, completely pointless. It was a sequel that nobody wanted.
It's Hollywood, so we keep fucking getting them.
There's nothing else to say. It's like, you pretty much, you talked about it. I pretty much give you the same reasons, like, if I don't want to drag this on.
I understand. I guess if I were just to add on to that is just, I'm so done with mean-spirited comedies like this, and I wish they'd stop fucking making them, because they're not very fucking successful. I don't remember this movie doing very well at the box office either.
Yeah. On that topic, I'm trying to remember, did we watch The Interview last year?
That was last year.
Shit!
Yeah, sorry.
Damn it! That would have been on the list!
Yeah. Was that on your list last year? It might have been.
Oh, yeah. Because... You know what? You're right. Because it came out like November of 2015.
Yeah, so you had time to put that on your list. That was a long time ago.
Never mind. Then I put it on there already, probably.
Alright, so... let me see. Last number 2 on mine. Do You Believe? The first religious movie we saw last year. And also the reason it was the only religious movie we saw last year.
You know what? I just realized you left... actually, I was surprised this one wasn't on your list, but I'll say mine next, but continue.
Okay. If it's not on my list, because I don't remember it too well. But,
You'll remember when I remind you.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe I'll kick myself for not including it later. But anyway, Do You Believe... There was a reason we avoided going to see these movies, and we only went to this because I said, like, okay, it's requested. Does anyone want to go? And then for some reason you said yes, which I appreciate because it's still a fairly popular video. But at the same time, I was like, okay.
I think that was the movie that actually got me to rage.
That was, and I was laughing my ass off that entire video.
Yeah, and I'd like to say, though, I did have a fairly legitimate reason.
Yeah, no, you did. You got angrier at the movie than I did, which is why it's only number 2 on my list.
Yeah, I understand why yours number 1 is number 1, so.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one. Apparently that has a cult following, which I also don't really understand, but I'll get to that when I get to that. But anywho, So, do you believe it's just that religious movie that just... It's not as bad as some of the other ones I've heard. I'd heard it's not as, like, offensive as, like, Old Fashioned or War Room. But it's still fucking bad because it just makes... It's preaching to the fucking choir, religious movies. And it does so into some backwards logic kind of ways. And, like, it implies that God can just cure cancer through a car accident. Because that's the thing that happens.
Well, actually, in all fairness, he wasn't in that accident.
Or
he was already in the hospital. It's still that...
Whatever. It's just like, oh, you're not gonna... It just... I don't know. It treats anyone who doesn't believe in God as a horrible person.
Or a victim.
And it treats everyone who doesn't believe in God as a saintly person who has no flaws whatsoever. It's one of those obnoxious movies that I swear really does not belong in fucking theaters. And I'm surprised the movies keep getting put into theaters. Like, and it just comes down to... It's remarkably judgmental for a Christian movie, which you think would be the opposite of what they would try to do. Like, we saw The Masked Saint last week, and while that wasn't a very good movie, it at least promoted, hey, don't judge. You've all fucked up at some point. It's like, accept thy neighbor. Be respectful. Like, do all that shit. That's what Christians should be doing, not, oh, you don't believe in God, so I immediately, like, push you away, that kind of shit. It's like, no! That's not what a Christian is supposed to do. And even if you are a Christian, have some faith in medicine. It's there for a fucking reason. And not all doctors who believe in medicine are gigantic dicks about religion either. So shit like that. I mean, honest to God, I don't even remember much about what happens in the fucking movie except that cancer thing. That's basically the reason it's on the list.
And that was the reason I got pissed off.
Yeah. Because that was a big fuck you. Like, yeah. That was a big, like, really? Oh my God.
Yeah. We're like, basically, that was my Theodore moment.
Yeah. Oh my God. That movie just... It was made... Everything about it, production-wise, acting-wise, everything about this movie just looked like... There is absolutely no reason this should be in theaters. And there's no reason I'd be sitting down here watching it right now. Although
I will say, too, there's one positive thing I'll say about that movie.
What's that?
I left my tablet in there and no one stole it.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'll get...
That was very Christian of them.
Yeah. Unlike this movie.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those just cynical Christian movies, and it's disappointing that's what it's come to for these. It really is. It's like almost teaching the opposite of what Christians should be trying to be. I don't know. But yeah. I'm not as angry as I was for Fantastic Four, but it's like... Objectively, I have to say this is one of the worst, if not the worst movie of the year, just on an objective standard alone, as well as a personal reason. All right.
On the topic of cynical, my number 2, Green Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, that movie was bad, but for me, it was like, eh. Like, I didn't get as angry about the movie. I mean, it was dumb, it was horrible, but it's like, not top 10 horrible for me.
Based on your list, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But...
No, I mean, I totally agree. The movie was awful.
Because, like, this is one of those movies where, like, there was nothing good about it. Like, save for some maybe unintentional moments.
Mm-hmm.
Although, to its credit, it actually got me... It found my 2 hot buttons of stuff that actually disturbs me.
What's that? Eye gouging?
Female genital mutilation and damaging of the eyes.
I forgot what the female genital part.
Yeah.
Genital part, yeah.
Oh, God. This movie was so cynical. Like, I know that was the point, because I understand you don't like SJWs and what they stand for. I don't either, for the most part. But, like Unfriended, it doesn't matter if you don't make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like... Oh, God, the writing was terrible, the acting was terrible,
oh, yeah.
The effects were terrible, it's just...
Some of the effects are okay.
Eh.
Like, some of the death scenes were decent.
Some...
I will give it credit, though, the Munchie line still kind of makes me chuckle.
Okay. No.
Oh, no! They have the Munchies! That's
forgot about that.
That's like the only thing I remember from that movie.
Yeah.
It's just that the fact that the leader who's a gigantic dick for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Who apparently is still alive for some reason.
I could tell you're a freshman, because only a freshman would be that insolent.
It's like, who talks like that? I forgot about that, to be honest. I remember that's why exactly it's like, who talks like that? Nobody fucking uses the word incel unless you're a fucking Bond villain or Doctor Doom. And even Doctor Doom didn't use that fucking word.
Yeah, it's sad to say when Doctor Doom in the new movie was a better job than that.
Debatable.
He was still a better actor. And the dialogue was nowhere near that terrible. Or was it the part you missed where he was jerking off in front of everyone?
Oh, that's probably when the bathroom ended. Yeah.
I was like...
I heard about that one later, but I was in the bathroom when that happened.
And they're just like, what are you doing? It's like, it's how I stay calm. It's like, someone just died and you're jerking. Oh.
Just gets really turned on by Cannibal Holocaust. We all have our own ways, Grant. Don't judge.
Oh, God.
You gonna be okay there?
Just... Oh, let's not forget about the chick in the end who just like, they tortured me. They're nearly cut.
Oh, that fucking made no sense. I forgot about that shitty ending. Where like even after all this shit she's gone through, she still like lies to defend the tribe and stuff that lives in the rainforest to protect the rainforest. Even though I would have been the first to go, no, I don't give a shit. Kill them all. Burn that place down.
Yeah, like in South Park.
Yeah.
Fuck the forest.
All you activists can go fuck yourselves.
See, that is how you make fun of that shit.
Yeah. It's like, don't you care about the framework? Nah, burn it all down. I don't give a shit. I mean, it's like, no, you go in there, you kill every single last one of them, and you burn that place to the ground. I don't care. Because they were gonna take off my clitoris, burn that place to the ground. Burn it.
That better be like one of the top lines.
In the sequel, maybe.
No, just like in like a compilation of best moments.
If someone ever makes that, just have that video, just no context whatsoever. Just have, they try to take my clitoris.
Burn down. Now you see why this movie is so damn high on my list.
Fair enough.
Now that you actually remember some of the crappy stuff.
It still doesn't make my list, even keeping that in mind.
Oh, let's not forget Fat Guy Love.
Oh yeah! And of course, like, poor guy was the first one to go. Pretty majorly.
Although it made sense though.
Yeah. I mean, I will give him credit that Eli Roth got actual people, tribesmen to play parts.
Because they thought it was a comedy.
Yeah, for good reason. It kind of was. And then more, like, the most obvious, worst acted crush I've ever seen in a movie in a long fucking time. Oh my god. Oh. This is the hard part. I do this every year. Is like the longer we go down the list, like the more defeated we get after every one we talk about. Should I go with my number one then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what it is.
All right. Now I just got an email asking me why I thought this movie was confusing this morning.
Well, now you're about to get your answer.
Okay. Now let me be clear. If for whatever reason you like this movie, good for you. I've said this a million times. Don't let me stop you. But my number one is Mortdecai. Oh my god. This movie is just... In the over 3 years I've been doing this show, this is the only movie I have ever used the word incomprehensible to describe. It's the shortest review I've ever done because it's 12 minutes long and 6 minutes of it is about the trailers. Because I thought the movie's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what just happened. Nothing in that movie made any sense whatsoever. I hated Scout's Guide and Hot Tub Time Machine 2, but at least that had jokes in it. This one, I wouldn't even say had any jokes in it. The storyline is the most incomprehensible mess I think I've ever seen. Because it's just plot twist on top of plot twist on top of plot twist until the point where it gets so lost in its own drivel that it's like, the entire third act, I was like, I have no idea why they're doing this. And that wasn't me like being an asshole, like this makes no sense. I was like, I legitimately have no idea what is being accomplished here by them doing this. I legitimately do not know what they are doing. I do not know why they're doing it. I don't know what it's supposed to accomplish. I don't get how it leads to a happy resolution. I don't get it. I don't get this movie. It's such a baffling film to me. And even like the jokes in it make no sense. Like literally the first joke in the movie is Mortdecai has some long monologue and it's like, and I'm Mortdecai, and this is my mustache. And that's it! That's the whole joke! That's like, am I supposed to naturally find mustaches funny? What's the joke?
Ted 2 made the same mistake.
I guess, I don't know.
No, sorry, had Millie Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, that did that more. At least that had like a solid dance number to it. Yeah. And that did more with it, because that was more about the character than the fact they actually had a mustache. The whole thing is like, I have a mustache. And it paused for laughter. Like, I was supposed to find that joke hilarious. And it just goes through that the entire time. And this has good actors. It has Johnny Depp, has Olivia Munn, and has Jeff fucking Goldblum is in this movie.
Well, in all fairness, he's made a lot of poor choices.
Still, like, even then, like...
Ian McGregor?
Oh yeah, Ian McGregor's in this movie too, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. The fuck is her name?
Jennifer Aniston?
No. I like Courtney something.
Courtney Cox?
No.
Courtney Love? Jai Courtney?
Cameron Diaz. Oh. And I was like, one of those women from that era that hasn't gonna wake up. Wait, not Cameron Diaz. Fuck who?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
That was it. There you go. One of those fucking women.
Because I saw someone mention that, yeah, like Mortdecai was like also on the top 10 worst movies, and I remember hearing that name.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. And everyone is just, I don't know what the fuck this was meant to accomplish. I don't get what they were trying to do. I feel like this went through several different rewrites, and they just what would probably happen is that there's 5 stories for this movie in place, and then someone came in, had a huge sneeze, knocked all the copies over, and then they all panicked and grabbed what pages of whatever draft they could and like shoved them together, and that's how we got this movie, because it is purely incomprehensible. I looked it up on Wikipedia this morning just to see if I could piece it together now, and I still didn't get it! And I had time to read it from beginning to end, and it still made no sense.
At least it was better than Aloha.
It was not. Mortdecai is on my list. Aloha is not.
Yeah, that's why I said at least it's better than Aloha.
So,
Sorry. No, never mind. I'm tired. I don't know what I was saying.
I'm not sure what you're saying either.
That's like this
movie. Just like this movie. And this is one of those movies like, if you get it, if you like it, fine. I don't get it. This is one of the movies like, if this like somehow develops a cult following, I will never understand why. It's like Garbage Pail Kids. You know, like
people like strange things.
I don't get this movie. I don't get what the point of it was. Like even by these kind of actors movies, like these movies stand, it just feels like nothing. It feels like there is no reason this should exist. There is no point. I don't even know if anything was accomplished at the end of it. I don't know what anyone was supposed to be doing. I don't know why anyone was doing anything. I just don't know why. This is becoming like an existential crisis for me towards the end of this. Just like, why, God? Just answer me why? Why do these characters do these things in Mortdecai? My first question when I get to the pearly gates. Before you send me to hell, let me just ask one thing real quick. What the fuck was that third act in Mortdecai all about?
Don't ask me, that was a byproduct of the devil.
Oh. Now explain the mustache.
Sorry, not devil, Cthulhu. Damn that H.P. Lovecraft.
Even now, just thinking about it, and that came back in January, and it still left this strong of an impression on me. That's how just mind-boggling this movie was to me. And it's even now, I don't really know what even to say about it, other than the fact that wow. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And it makes me, I think what I find more frustrating in movies I just hate is movies I don't get.
Well, that's understandable, because like, at least those other movies, they had some sense of continuity. They had some sense of something. Whereas this, it's like you can't even really call it a movie rather than a bunch of things strung together.
Yeah, it just felt, a bunch of loosely connected ideas with just bad writing. It's like just it feels like they were just trying so hard to not be funny. And it does like even like the Green Hornet thing. Like Mortdecai is completely incompetent, but he has a sidekick that basically does all the work. And maybe he has one or two like maybe slightly chuckle-worthy moments, but
like
even
when he shoots that guy.
Even that's not really funny when you see it in the movie either.
Yeah.
Like
it was just better in the trailer.
It works in the trailer, but the trailer is better than the fucking movie.
I bet.
And it probably would have been better if it had the same runtime as the trailer.
Yeah, because I basically hearing that if it was just a short, it would have been fine.
Yeah, but it just this one is like there's so many baffling decisions that go into this. I can't imagine just what was the production story behind this movie, because I want to know now, just like see, just to understand. Oh my god. Okay. I think I needed that. I think that was very therapeutic. I think I need to get that out of my system. All right, you want to go here, number one?
Do you believe?
All right, let's hear your bit.
Once again, he pretty much said it all. It's just, it is, and this is why it's worse than Green Inferno, because at least Green Inferno didn't have any delusions about what it was. It knew it was cynical. It knew it was being a smartass. Mm-hmm. It knew that, this, as we said, it's just, it is pandering it's pandering hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, oh god, just, they somehow got and somehow the writing was even worse, the acting was even worse, just everything was even worse than Green Inferno, which was already pretty crappy to begin with.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my god, I'm just thinking of all the dumb moments in the movie, like the Faith and the Furious moment, where they're all driving around.
I forgot about that, the Faith and the Furious. I mean, that crash was the only interesting thing that happened in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah. Or also just remember that really half-hearted charge after the one guy. It's like, what if he's right? What if God?
I don't remember that.
It was after that, like the black guy got shot. That's all I remember. And like
that was so long ago.
And just remember like everyone had like others like the gangsters had like most stereotypically like bizarre names. Like,
I don't even remember any of that.
It's just,
I blocked so much of that movie out.
And God, it's just like, I don't even want to. It's like my brain's kind of shorting out to remember how bad it was.
Well, you can always have an aneurysm like I just did.
Yeah. And of course, the cancer bit.
I just remember, the only thing I remember that movie is you just yelling your ass off in the review and me laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so that's what it looks like.
Yeah. All I remember was in the theater, I had like some warped face.
You did. I just remember this. I just remember going, it's not me this time.
Yeah.
Because that's why, that's why people want me to go see the religion movies now, right? It's not because they want my genuine opinion about those, because they want me to rage and rant and rave like I usually do.
But it's just, oh god. This is not how you preach, well, it's how you preach religion, but it's not the way you should preach religion.
Like, this movie is not made to convert anybody to Christianity.
Yeah,
it's made to just preach to people who already believe in it.
Yeah, it's preaching to the choir.
Yeah. That's what all these movies do. And it's like, if you're lucky, you get one that like might actually have a good point to get across. Like, I've heard, like, once every blue moon you get a Christmas movie. It's actually not, like, a genuinely good movie.
Yeah.
But most of the time you get shit like this.
Or Kirk Cameron saving Christmas.
Well, at least that one's beautiful for a whole other reason. That one's a show all your friends, even though you lose some friends in the process kind of thing. Which, quite frankly, I'm surprised not every one of you still talks to me at this point. It's because the videos are doing well. It's like, fine. I guess I'll keep them around, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think that's all you got.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I know, I'm sad too. So, yeah, there you go. Now with our defeated souls, that is the worst of 2015. Please let this year be better. I don't know, we got Norm in the North next week, so...
Sucks to be you!
You say that now. But I'll call you like in a couple days like, hey, Grant.
Just don't take Patrick with you.
Oh, fuck. Patrick's going to be out of town anyway on Wednesday, so
Seriously, like the fact this movie actually has a 0%...
Soda Saving Christmas.
No, that had like...
Not anymore, check it again.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's it then. So we'll see y'all later.
Stay tuned next week for North of the North and Ride Along 2.
And 13 hours.
In 13 hours. I might just review Ride Along 2 by myself because my mentee really wants to go see it, so I'm indulging him in this one because I already said he couldn't see Alvin and the Chipmunks 4. I think he wanted to see that one just because he knew I said I hyped it up as it was going to be terrible. It's like, no, one, you're not ready to see me like that, and number two, I'm not ready for you to see me like that, so no. So I'll probably review Ride Along 2 myself, and then, I don't know, we'll see 13 hours, but we'll figure that out next week. So,
yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. See you all later.
Bye.